your host Rahkee on World Ghost Radio.
Hey, how's everyone doing tonight? We're here live right now on World Ghost Radio. I am your host Rahkee with my co-host Kim. How are you doing today, Kim?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I know you were sick last week.
Yeah.
You sounded horrible.
Yeah. I guess you got a little bit of it now, right?
Yeah. I am your host. Oh, is that me on my?
Oh, wait.
Oh, that's Kim. Kim got it all the way up over there.
I was like, who's that?
So today's guest,
Traffic, it goes fine.
it's horrible. I'm telling you, the traffic over here was horrible. Today's guest is the Purdys. They are running right now a new show over at Binion's called Talking Paranormal. How's everyone doing?
Good.
You guys doing good?
Yeah.
I see you guys staying busy over over at Binion's. How's that going along?
Going well. It's a lot of work, and it doesn't start off with the bang. You gotta work at it. So yeah, but it's going well.
That's good. I can't hear my headphones.
Well, adjust them. You got the thing over there.
Oh, where's it's over here?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. So these ones?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now I can. Oh, wow, that's loud. Okay. All right. So we're here live right now. If you guys have any questions for the Purdys, they're running Talking Paranormal down over at Binion's. It's a new show that they have along with the Ghost Hunt. Is that correct?
That is correct.
That is correct. So, but before.
We have 2 ghost hunts.
Oh, what was that?
We have 2 ghost hunts, one at 8:30 and one at 10:30.
Okay, so they
For
got
the rest of the month.
2 ghost hunts, one at 8:30, and the other was at
10:30.
10:30. I know. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to get all situated here. I had to run into the studio because it was just horrible.
Upper music going.
This new time is crazy.
Yeah. So before Talking Paranormal, I actually met the Purdys down over in Goldfield, and I remember I met you and Susan Slaughter was there, I think, that day, and I was barely starting using the box, and we got some amazing results in the basement over at that Cook's building. So what got you guys into investigating and the whole paranormal?
Wow. Honestly, it was, we've always been interested.
Mm-hmm.
I had stuff that when I was a teenager happen when I was growing up, and Linda.
I grew up in a haunted house.
Oh.
It looked like Amityville Horror house.
Yeah. So we both born and raised in New Mexico, Albuquerque, and back then there was no internet. There were tabloid magazines and stuff. At the local dime store. So there wasn't a lot of research.
I was gonna. Around what year was this? Around what year did this all start?
Well, for me, it was probably
Well, in the 70s.
Yeah,
right?
early 70s.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. Okay, we're dating us, so be careful.
Yeah, we're dating. There was no internet, so there was there were no TV shows. There were if you had an experience, you just kept it to yourself, and you just dealt with it. And as we got older, you kind of just learned to ignore.
Mm-hmm.
And when David was born, he's 27, going to be 28. And when he was born, he and his sister, when he was about 5 or 6,
Mm-hmm.
they ventured into a sub-basement in our home, which we really didn't even know. We just moved there. We didn't even know we had it. And they opened up this door in the floor and went underneath it. And ever since then, we started having activity in our house. They would see things, and he'd tell us, and we're like, going, okay, whatever.
So
And
so
that's when ghost hunters started.
so everything was fine. Like everything was it was a great. The house was okay. Everything was normal, and then you guys
Yeah.
opened up something from the basement, and then all this activity started.
Right.
Okay.
And then
It
David,
was attracted to David.
yeah, was attracted to David because
Huh.
David started having conversations in his bedroom, like kids do, but it was a little bit deeper, the conversation. So my dad would always make the comment, he's having a full-blown conversation back there with nobody. And, we're like, oh, okay, whatever, we kind of blew it off. And then shortly after that, he started having night terrors. So he would wake up at midnight every night, and he would be frantically looking for something. And he would tell us, they're telling me to find this, they're telling me to find this. And he'd be looking under the bed, in his toy box, and we're like, we were all confused. So
Right.
we took him to the doctor, and the doctor said, well, he's probably eating too much sugar or a high fatty diet, so
Mhm.
he can't burn off the energy before he goes to bed. So his mind is still very active. And we were kind of looked at each other like, Linda doesn't cook high fat food. We always eat pretty good. And Dave to this day doesn't eat sweet. He never has.
Right.
So we kind of ruled that out and said, there's got to be something else. So we started at that time.
AOL came out.
AOL. Yeah, and dial-up, and we started researching online, and we came across a psychic, and I don't even remember who it was,
Yeah.
but she was talking about how children are more open to paranormal activity, so
Mhm.
you can often find him talking to doorknobs, and we're like, Dave does it all the time, and we thought it was just his reflection in the shiny surface, and she says their doors and windows represent in our world the same they represent in the spirit world, which is doors, doorways, and windows, ways that they can come and go. So we started leaning more into that realm, and then of course various places on Earth came on, and most haunted.
Ghost hunters. So then that's where like, oh
The
wow.
interest
Yeah.
in the spirit world kind of got charged there, and we started doing more and more research.
Mhm.
My job recruited me to Vegas about 13 years ago, and Lynn and I came out here, and in 2008 we decided to go all out and create Elite Vegas Paranormal Society, which is what we've been doing ever since.
Yeah, and that's since 2008. Wow,
Yeah.
that's that's a long time.
Yeah,
it is.
yeah, we've seen a lot.
So what would you say is your scariest experience that you've had?
I don't know that we have a scary experience.
Awesome experiences.
Yeah, I mean, we've never really, we've had things that,
Like get you, but nothing
Mhm.
that has.
yeah, I mean,
Or maybe they have, and now we just don't think about it that way.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, I can tell you one of the most fascinating experiences that we had was at Bonnie Springs a few years ago when we used to do the ghost hunts up
Mhm.
there. It was me, Brian, David, and Joe, and we had two school teachers there, and we were in the Wax Museum, and they were kind of up front, and I was in the background, and I sat down on the bench.
Mhm.
So
and these benches are like 12 feet long, they're heavy wood, there's two of them, or there were two of them. So, yeah,
and I'm sitting on there, and then all of a sudden, Brian's flashlight starts just flashing.
Strobing.
Yeah, strobing like really fast.
and I didn't hit it or touch it or anything, I was just holding it.
And then the ghost box just went really crazy, like so fast.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, you can hear walking, and then the bench moved. I kid you not. I used to hear people go, "Oh yeah, the bed moved or this moved," and I was on it, and I was always so skeptical about it.
Mhm.
And then when the bench literally moved me, Dave and Brian turned around. They're like, "What was
We
that?"
hit it when it moved because they had old wood floors, so it skipped a little bit, and it almost sounded like a growl. So Joe and I thought that something was growling behind us.
And then Dave heard the talking and
They
then
were
the
talking
rock.
down a hallway, and then a rock was thrown. It was like within just a couple of seconds,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
And
Then it stopped.
yeah, and we were, of course, we were like grabbing equipment and going, we were like all excited about it. And our poor guests were like going, it's pretty bad when the professional ghost hunters are the ones that are freaking out. And we were like, we wanted to know what it was.
We were like, oh my God, this is awesome. What happened? And they were just like there at the.
They were freaked out.
We kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, they kind of went to the background, and we were busy trying to debunk and figure out what it was that was going on. And
That was one of the fascinating experiences we had.
yeah, and one of the most troublesome, or maybe not troublesome, but excuse me, kind of the experience that kind of really touches home for me is when, again, up at Bonnie Springs, we had just finished the 2013 ParaCon, and one of my teammates called and said, I have family members in town, can we do an impromptu hunt? I want to show them what we do. And we were
Right.
exhausted, but we said, yeah, we'll go up there and do it. So we had the Aussies in town for the ParaCon, and they said, hey, can we join you? And we said, yeah, come on up. So we were in the Opera House, and our son Dave had brought his camera, so he was filming everything.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden I started having a pain in my back, a really sharp, like a hot poker in my lower back while I was sitting there.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
I grabbed my back, and Dave, I stood up, and Dave goes, hey, Dad, you okay? And I said, no, I'm not. And he says, you need to get out. And Kelly told me you need to get out. Because he thought, right away, they thought spiritual.
Right.
I didn't. I thought my back was just hurt. I didn't think anything of it. But
Yeah.
I went outside because I didn't want to be, anybody making over me or whatever because my back was hurting. So Joe escorted me out, and we stood on the wraparound porch, which sits about 8 feet above, the plateau out there where they have the picnic tables. And as soon as I walked out, I started to feel better. So I thought, that's really weird. So the next thing I know, I'm having this internal dialogue where I'm going, wow, the mountains are beautiful. The houses are beautiful. The trees are so pretty. And I'm actually talking to myself saying, what the hell are you talking about? You guys have been up here for 5 years, and all of a sudden the buildings are beautiful, the mountains are beautiful. The sun was just kind of, so they're a really brilliant kind of orange color.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm having this dialogue, and the next thing I know, it's pitch black. I don't even know what time it was, but I'm sitting at those picnic tables. I'm soaking wet around my neck. I have all these crosses. People put their crucifixes on, their medallions on me.
Yeah.
And everybody was standing around me, and Linda's in my face, talking to me, and I'm trying to just back up a little bit, and I go, what's going on? And Dave comes over and he says, Dad, we found you, after you left the Opera House, we found you 20 minutes later sitting in the saloon in the dark, facing a wall, just staring at the wall.
What?
And I told him, I said, I was not in the saloon. He goes, yes, you were. I said, no, I wasn't. I would remember that. He pulls the camera out, flips the monitor, hits play, and he goes, that's how I found you. And I'm looking at me, and I don't even remember this taking place. So the water that was around on my neck was because one of the team members we had was a nurse, and she was checking me. They were trying to cool me down. They thought maybe I was having a stroke. And I said, look, I'm old, but I ain't that old.
Yeah.
And apparently, everybody was talking to me, and I was giving these really short answers. I wasn't blinking. I was just staring off. And they moved me outside where it was a little bit cooler and had sat me down there and, were trying to get me to kind of snap out of it. And, they said it was about 20 minutes long.
No, it was 41 minutes long. I
Oh.
know that.
My headphones are acting weird. Yeah, my equipment is acting weird right now. It's weird. You're freezing. Well, you're freezing. I thought I fixed all that. It's funny. Man. So how long were you down over at Good Springs for? Like, how long did you do that? Investigate out there? Yeah, I'm sorry, Bonnie Springs. Yeah, so many springs around here in Nevada.
Yeah, there are. So we did that for 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then
We
no,
loved
go
it,
ahead.
man. It was a lot of fun.
And then Goldfield, like how'd you discover Goldfield?
Wow.
Well, one, we, of course, Ghost Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
So then when we moved out here, we're so excited that we took a trip over there. It was, we took a trip, we went over there, and then we met another paranormal team. They're no longer here, but they
Mhm.
were doing some stuff out there, and I think we met a couple people out there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know, yeah. And then we decided to do the ghost hunt at the high school. And then we took our friends out there, and they got involved in Goldfield.
Yeah, they fell
Oh,
in
okay.
love with it, and they ended up buying the Jonathan Bank building.
And that's
Oh.
how it's evolved.
Yeah, I remember. It's funny you mentioned the Goldfield High School.
Yeah.
When you
That's when we first met you.
yeah, you told me to go into that like shower room, and I remember I picked up some stuff, and then this last trip we got some amazing evidence in that location. It's
Yeah, it's a
insane.
great location.
Love
yeah,
the
it's-
high school. It's
yeah,
so
it's-
beautiful.
Yeah, it's has some crazy energy in there,
Yeah.
man.
Mhm. It does.
So what do you? Okay, so how long are you guys still doing the Good Springs or Gold? I'm sorry, Goldfield every year still or?
Yeah, we go. Well, we haven't this past year. We didn't do any ghost hunts or anything. We were just there helping our friends, you know, that own the building. We
Mhm.
always help them and open the building up. But we're not sure what we're going to be doing this coming Fulfill Days.
Yeah, because we have now that we've signed contracts and stuff to do long-term shows and
Mhm.
opinions with Talking Paranormal and Ghost Hunts. So we're going to be doing that once every month. And you know, with our work schedule and doing that, it's just
That's a lot.
you have to do that. It's a lot.
That's
So
a lot.
We'll see what happens when August rolls around.
Mhm.
How we're feeling about it. It seems like every year it gets less and less. You know, as the people that were really involved, Elite Trading Post, you know, Malik and Jody, moved to Yerington. You know, slowly the major players that were really interested in doing these kinds of events kind of moved away to other smaller towns.
Mhm.
And it's kind of, for us, it's kind of lost its allure. You know, they closed Goldfield Hotel down again, which is an on again, off again thing.
So,
What's that?
I was offering prizes for this show, and
nice.
if you get you type it in, you get a prize. Kim, you had a question?
I do have a question. Hi guys, how are you?
Hi.
So, did you say you were doing Paracons before?
Sorry, barely can hear
Barely
you.
hear you.
Did you say you were doing Paracons?
Yeah, they used to do the Paracons at the EVPS over at Goldfield. That's how I met them.
Are you still gonna do
Yeah,
that? Because
we used to do the Las Vegas Paracon, but
Oh.
we stopped that in 2015.
No, 2012. We did 2012 and 2013.
what
And then
happened?
2014
Why'd
was-
you guys stop doing that?
Because they're doing the Talking Paranormal.
No, we stopped doing the Paracon because it was costing us $30,000 of our own money,
Oh.
and
To bring
yeah,
out.
we were bringing out 20 celebrities, and you know, which is great, but you know, it just for whatever reason, there's a difference between East Coast and West Coast. The West Coast doesn't seem to support, you know, local teams as much, whereas back east they're more unified. So, you know, we tried to get people to come out and be a part of it, and it just wasn't working for us. And, you know, we just got tired of spending the money and putting in, because it takes a year. It was taking us, when we wrapped it up in August, in November, we began again, starting to plan for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And it was,
It's a lot of work.
it's a lot of work, it's a lot of money, and it just wasn't, it just wasn't worth it anymore. We just said, yeah, let's
do you-
quit.
do you
We tried
find-
it a couple times to do a smaller version at Goldfield, and it was just so far away. People, didn't attract a lot of people.
Do you find that there's not as many places to investigate in Las Vegas, that the people
Yeah.
here, the business owners, aren't willing?
Yeah.
I wonder
I
why.
agree with that.
Why do you
What's
think
that?
that is?
Well, I mean, we get asked all the time. You're in Vegas. Why aren't you checking out the Aria? Why aren't you checking out the old, valleys where MGM burned down? The problem is that these are active working hotels. It's not like they're abandoned, and
And then some owners just don't want
they don't want the allure.
the allure or the people coming in and getting access to.
Yeah, Talking Paranormal, that's been in the works since 2011. We talked to Binions when we first started getting in there and doing hunts there, that, they had such an amazing energy there, and a massive area of space that people could actually go. But they had foreign ownership, and foreign ownership means that they're more superstitious.
Right.
So they felt it was bad for business to talk about ghosts and stuff. So what happened in November was the contracts with Binions and their foreign ownership ran out, and they didn't re-sign with them. They said, we're going to go it alone, and they decided to renovate the Apache Hotel, which is very active, and advertise it as a haunted boutique hotel, reopen 81 rooms, which they've done. It's operating now. And they called us and said, hey, remember that idea you had? Would you still be interested? And we're like, of course.
Yeah.
So, another year, that was November of last year. And it was a year for me to develop the set and exactly what the show was going to be before we ever got it. And a lot of red tape, because now you're doing a show inside a casino. So we have to get, certain licenses.
Yeah.
It was a
Go
lot
get
of
your
work,
sheriff card and all this other
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is an easier way to kind of connect people here in Vegas, and we did it. The premise of the show is actually, I don't know if you know what the Actor Studio is.
No, I don't.
Okay, so look it up. It's actually pretty cool, and it's something that's been done for a long time, where the moderator brings on actors, very big actors, and in front of a acting class, acting school.
Oh,
They
okay.
basically, these people in the audience get to ask these prominent actors, Brad Pitt, Robin Williams, people like that, about their craft. So they get to ask these really important questions, that help them along their way. How'd you get started? And they talk about how they got started and their pitfalls and their rejections and all that stuff. And we thought we should do something like this for the paranormal, because there's a lot of people out there with, we always say everybody has a story.
Yeah.
So we thought, well, let's do this and bring people out and that have experiences that can share it with people.
And then the audience can ask questions
Yeah.
and share their stories.
Correct.
Man, that's awesome. I got to come by there and I got to check it out. Come check out what you guys are
Dude,
doing.
we'd love to have you on as one of our guests.
Let me know when. Let me know when. I'll bring my
When we created this, you were on the list, so.
Oh, awesome. Hell yeah. I'll come out there. I'll bring a spirit box. See what
There you go.
see what we can get.
So
Yeah.
is it a walking tour, or what kind of ghost hunt is it?
It's actually a ghost hunt. So we take, depending on how many, we usually split up, because we've been getting, this last hunt, I think we had about 25 people. So we split them up into two groups. We have, in the hotel tower, the old Inn Tower, we have all of floor 18 and all of floor 14.
Which is 13.
Which is actually floor 13. And 18 is where Ghost Adventures caught the apparition of the leg.
Yeah.
On their show. So we have those two floors, and then we have the 400 room, which wasn't on the original blueprint, and also the secret room in the back behind that. to
Also
investigate.
where Ghost Adventures went.
Right. So
Is it in the
you
dark?
bring your
Is it
equipment,
completely
you
dark?
can use our equipment, whatever, but we take them and we do a ghost hunt.
Mhm.
We do ghost box and
90 minutes long.
Is it a completely in the dark, or is there light?
it's completely in the dark.
Completely in
Okay.
the dark.
Do people need to bring their own equipment?
No, you don't. We have equipment. We have K2s for people to use if they want. We listen to the ghost box. We have lasers and
Yeah.
EDIs and you name it. We've got it up.
Have you
So
guys-
people can-
Have you guys captured anything like over there? Have any of the on these tours? What has there been any type of evidence captured yet?
Yeah.
We've gotten activity, which we're actually surprised because again, like when we're at Bonnie Springs, it takes time, because
Oh, yeah.
it's kind of like
They got to warm up to you.
Yeah. We got to warm up to you. Exactly. So we had Brandon Alvis from Ghost Hunters out last Saturday.
Shout out to Brandon
And
Alvis.
he had REM pods, a few of our REM pods and some static pods up and down the entire hallway.
Hmm.
And we actually he was coaxing the spirits out of a back room, and they would light up in order all the way down.
Oh, but then a couple of weeks ago, we had communication through the TV,
Yeah.
an old TV.
So these floors, they basically, 10 years ago, they locked the door and walked away. They were
Yeah.
going to renovate, and they decided not to because it was going to be so expensive. So they locked the doors. So all the beds, all the furniture, the TVs, the phones, everything is still in there for the most part. Linens are gone. So we actually had one of the TVs in the back room. There's still power running to it. So we turned them on just for effect. So when people walked in, they'd be like, "Oh my God, the TV's on in here." And we say, "Well, we put it on just to kind of give a little bit of ambient light in this big room." And one of the guests, a couple of the guests, parked back there with their ghost box and started asking questions.
Hmm.
And the TV was
This white and this on.
just static. There's no channels on it or anything. And they started asking questions, and they noticed when they would get responses, the TV would flicker
And then I asked if it could flicker
twice.
and
If they
it
were,
did.
yeah,
on
if
the
you're
app.
making it do that, the TV flicker like that, can you do it twice? And it flickered twice. And then Linda says, "Okay, can you make it flicker 5 times in a row?" And then it flickered 5 times
When
in a row.
3 times, I go, that's only 3, and
And
then
then 2 more flicker.
Man,
Yeah,
that's
we're
cool.
getting
So you're just proving to me that they can manipulate
Yeah,
the field. That's awesome.
yeah. Well, you knew that.
No, but it's cool. But like with to correlate that with with the TV to be able to that's no,
Exactly.
that's
Trying to
awesome.
get that, the K2 would spike simultaneously.
Shout
So that
out
was
to
a lot of
Tracy.
energy in that room.
Yeah, Tracy's on right now. He mentioned back, he had a question. I think it was something like it had to do with Bonnie Springs, where you guys, he thought that it was Tasso, a shadow, and there was like no one there, something, a shadow in it.
Oh.
yeah, that was a good
That
one.
was a good night too.
Yeah,
That was actually, we had a group in the.
we were inside the museum, one of the museums.
Mhm.
And some of the group was up at the picnic tables, which is about 20 or 30 feet away, maybe further than that, maybe 50 feet. And we were inside and we saw what seemed like a cowboy figure walking past the window on the outside.
And we heard the
The
someone
foot-
walking, yeah.
So everybody goes, "Oh, there's somebody out there." And we said, "Oh, it's just Joe,
Mhm.
Cowboy Joe, because he wears hat and stuff." And we just went back to doing our ghost hunt. After we finished, we went up to where the other people were hanging out at the picnic tables, and they said, they saw a shadowy figure down by the door in the window where we saw it. And we said, "Yeah, that was Joe." And they go, "Joe's been sitting right here." I've been here the whole time.
Oh
So it
man.
wasn't Joe.
But we all saw
We
that
all saw it.
and heard.
2 different points of view, same apparition, which has been seen before. They see a cowboy up there all the time, or they used to.
I remember.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Didn't they auction off some of that stuff out there from Bonnie Springs?
Yeah.
So did
Sitting-
you guys
sitting
get
on
any
my-
of that?
What's that?
Did you get any of that? Anything that they auctioned off from Bonnie Springs? And is it
We
haunted?
did. We on our stage. If you go on the Talking Paranormal page,
Mhm.
you can actually look at some pictures of the stage that we have up there, and the little mannequin girl sitting in a desk to which would be staged right from the audience. That was sitting in the schoolhouse for many years. So we got her, and because we used to get the spirit of a girl named Rebecca up there all the time, we named her Rebecca. So she sits up on stage with us.
Oh wow. A piece,
Yeah, she's
a
there.
memorandum. Have you gotten any has there been like any activity like on the stage when you guys are doing your like your show yet? Has anything like weird happened during the
Well,
actual?
I'll tell you, one of the things that we've done is within the area of the audience, where the audience sits,
Mhm.
we have four of we call them haunted items. We have four items. One is from one is from Linda Vista, one is from Waverly Hills, one is from, where's the other one? Was one that was given to us by a local investigator, it's actually a mug that her grandmother, teacup, that her grandmother wanted to get rid of because it never stayed in the same place.
Mhm.
And there's a whole story to that, which is pretty intriguing. And then we have what's called a clarinet doll, which is a little plastic, probably about 11 inches tall. It's a single colored plastic molded doll, injection molded doll, that was one of the first mass produced dolls in the world, that was made for the pregnant women of Ghana, or
Okay.
Uganda, sorry. And we found this sitting in a toy store on a high shelf, and Dave and I were kind of wandering down on Fremont Street. We went into
Hey,
the toy
hey,
shop.
whoa. I was gonna buy that doll. I know exactly which one you're talking about. Did you buy it like
The
back in
tan
like?
one,
Yeah, it was like that'd be like what, like around 2015? And it was at the toy store over at the where the McDonald's is off of Fremont Street, like in the
Yeah.
back.
yeah, behind it.
You gotta do it before I did like a week later.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, we went in there and I asked the guy, I said, can I ask you the story behind that doll up there? And he says, I don't know anything about it. He goes, give me $20 and it's yours. Get it out of here because it's freaking people out.
That's the one I want. That's funny. That's so much coincidence there. Wow. I know exactly what doll that is. That is crazy.
I started to research it, which was not easy, and I finally found information on it, and it's actually, people collect them. It's a big collector thing. And
So we get activity there.
yeah, so what I was getting at, we have these in little glass cases all around where the audience sits, and they're lit up, really cool, and then next to them, there's either a static pod or a REM pod. And literally, if you listen to, I posted a small thank you video, it's like 30 seconds, for thanking Brandon Alves for coming out. And if you listen to that clip, you can hear the REM pods going off in the room. So while the audience is sitting there, these REM pods are either going back.
And you're telling me that they were going like in order, like he would start from one end of the room, and then each REM pod would go off, like if someone was walking past it, or
No, in there, it's just going back and forth. It's random, but it's constant. They're just, and REM pods are hard to get to go off.
oh yeah,
They go through the whole show. As we're talking about spirits and stuff, they're just.
Yeah, through the show they go off here, but on the ghost hunt, Brandon was able to,
Get them as though somebody was walking down the hallway
nice.
in succession.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. We always worry when we take a group up there that it's going to be a dead night. And, that happens. We tell them up front, look, sometimes when you go on a ghost hunt, a regular ghost hunt, you get nothing. It may take 2 or 3 times before you start getting any kind of activity, whether it be on the ghost box or, if you're doing EVPs or whatever.
Yeah.
It takes time. And we've been lucky because for most of our shows, we've actually had some really good interactions that, people are very impressed with. They're taking lots of pictures, and showing us, they get a lot of orbs and stuff like that. Of course, I don't get too excited about that, but they do.
The vital orbs. That's a whole
Hey,
other.
do a shout out to our sponsors.
Shout out. I should shout out the sponsors right now. Shout out to Shadow Mafia Paranormal. Las Vegas Oddities. Wait, let me go back to Shadow. You threw me off guard, Kim. Shadow Mafia Paranormal. If you go on paranormalonair.com, click on Shadow Mafia, then it'll take you to their site. They got some great stuff. Also, Las Vegas Oddities. If you mention Rahkee, they'll give you 20% off. And our new sponsor is Paranologies. If you go to paranologies.com, code word on air, and they'll give you 15% off of their equipment. And they have the Poltercom, which I'm very impressed with.
Very nice.
Spirit Box and some other detection devices. So you threw me in the middle of the mix.
A question.
Go ahead.
I'm really interested about your Binion's ghost hunt. Are we allowed to videotape, and are people allowed to share what they catch, or what's your policy?
Yeah, you can videotape.
We tell people, first thing we tell them is put your phone on airplane mode so it doesn't interfere with the equipment, and take lots of pictures, videotape, whatever. If you have your own equipment, bring it.
The only thing that that Binion's request that you do not state anything as far as about the Binion.
Yeah, they're very guarded about the Binion family. There's still members that are alive that are living in town, so they're very respectful to Binion's family. So they don't like people saying that they communicated with the Binions or anything like that. And it's funny because that is some of the stuff that we pick up.
Well, is there anything that happened there that you're allowed to talk about, or should you wait for the tour, for the ghost hunt? Like, did people die there, or do you want to wait and keep it suspenseful?
You need to come out.
Yeah.
You need to come out and hunt.
Yeah, come check it out.
Let me know when Rahkee comes out. Kim, if you want to come out, just come out. We'll come to you. Come out and come do the show and then do a hunt with us and see for yourself.
Okay, so you're open every Saturday then? No time off for holidays or?
Well, this case we have right for October is the 26th and the 31st.
Right, we did four for October. We probably will do it next year as well because it's Halloween, so people are kind of in the mood for this. But once November hits, it's going to be the second Saturday, so the 9th is the first one in November.
It's the second Saturday of each month.
Right, because it's just a lot of work.
Shout out to Susie. You win a prize. So that's another one.
Yeah, feel free, Rob. Get a pair of tickets away.
Yeah, we'll have to put in some time and get in there.
And then just send it to us.
Send it to us, and we'll comp them for a show and a hunt.
No, definitely. We'll have to get down there. We're about to wrap it up. We're coming to the final end. Where could they get tickets and also your plugs of your websites and how they could contact you?
So the website is EliteVegasParanormalSociety.com. They can go to Talking Paranormal on Facebook, Elite Vegas Paranormal on Facebook. If they want to get tickets, they can go to the box office located on the first floor of Binion and purchase their tickets, or they can go to HTTPS.
Well, we have the link on our.
Yeah, they can get the link on
on our website.
Okay, so is Elite your
If they
team?
go to the website, they can get the link. They can pick the show they want and then just buy tickets that way.
And you guys still have Elite Vegas Paranormal. It's still running today.
Okay.
Yeah, we still go do people's houses, and
Yeah.
if people call us out, we still go out, and yeah,
That's
we're still
awesome.
functioning. We were just quiet for a while.
Take a little break. I know how that goes. Get a little rest in.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for being on the show, and we'd love to have you back on, again in the future. And yeah, I'll definitely get out there. I'll get out there and
Yeah.
come out there.
And we'll talk more about the getting you out as one of our guests
Yeah, definitely.
for the show.
You got more?
Great.
Yeah. Any more questions? You good, Kim?
No, that's it. Yeah,
That's it.
great.
That's
Nice-
it.
It's nice talking to you.
Thank you guys.
All right.
A lot of fun.
All right. Take care.
All right. Good night.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And that was, my computer moved. That was me, probably. We are still,
Ghost.
I know, right? It was what we do. Yeah, it's awesome to have them on. I've known the Purdy's for a while, and they are very reputable, very awesome people.
I hope did we get some viewers? Any questions?
We got a couple of people that won. So I'll be shooting you the prizes. I'll probably be inboxing you, get your address, and I'll shoot the prizes out. It was just awesome for everyone that came on today. And once again, I want to thank my sponsors, Shadow Mafia Paranormal, Las Vegas Oddities, and our new sponsor, Paranologies.
We got another great guest coming on next week, so I hope everyone tunes in.
Next week, we will be having Sean Combs. I've known him for a while. He works as far as spirit communication. He recently got married to his wife, Nicole, and we'll be able, we'll have him on next week. Did you win a rock box? No, you didn't, Tracy. Tracy asked if I won a rock box. No, Tracy. It wasn't a rock box. I'll send you out something though. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Man, I'm all trying to talk. It's horrible.
Must be that jungle juice.
It must be that jungle juice. All right. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week, Wednesday, new time, as usual, 6 p.m. PST. Be there if you dare. Take care,
All right.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.